Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good night everyone. Welcome to today's presentation. Introduction. My name is Muhammad Rofiqul Azmi. Can be called Azmi with student identification number 032141333032. I'm from class 2B of the Animal Product Processing Technology Study Program, Banyuwangi State Polytechnic. First of all, let us give thanks to the presence of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, who has given grace so that we can gather in this class. Second, I would like to thank Miss Amanda Eki Savitri as an English lecturer for giving me the opportunity to give a presentation on this occasion. Okay, on this occasion I will present with the title Development of the Poultry Industry in Indonesia. Next, introduction. Poultry is a type of livestock that is very useful for humans, both as a source of protein, food source, and a source of income. In Indonesia, the poultry industry has been growing rapidly since the last few decades. However, the development of the poultry industry in Indonesia cannot be separated from the various challenges it faces. Next, the history of the development of the poultry industry in Indonesia. The history of the development of the poultry industry in Indonesia is quite long, starting from ancient time when Indonesian people still depended on agriculture as their main source of livelihood. Along with the time, agriculture has ceased to be the main source of livelihood for Indonesian people, especially with the Industrial Revolution, which brought major change to Indonesia's economic structure. In the 1960, the poultry industry in Indonesia began to develop rapidly. The government introduced new technologies in the field of poultry farming, such as better fattening system and raising poultry. In the 1970, the poultry industry in Indonesia was growing rapidly. Until now, the poultry industry in Indonesia is still growing rapidly. Next, factor influencing the development of the poultry industry in Indonesia. The development of the poultry industry in Indonesia is inspired from various influencing factors. Several factors that may influence the development of the poultry industry in Indonesia are: number 1, government policy; 2, market demand; 3, natural resource; 4, technology; 5, investment. Next, types of poultry developed in Indonesia. In Indonesia, there are several types of poultry developed in the poultry industry, namely chickens, duck, and duck. However, chicken is the most widely developed type of poultry in the poultry industry in Indonesia. Chickens were developed in various types, such as broiler, laying hens, and purebred chickens. Next, poultry industry structure in Indonesia. The poultry industry in Indonesia consists of various levels, from small poultry farms to large poultry companies. Small poultry farms are usually family-owned businesses with small and irregular production scales. The small poultry farm is usually usually manage poultry as a side income source and don't really focus on productivity. Next, uh, prospect and challenge of the poultry industry in Indonesia. The poultry industry in Indonesia has quite bright prospects in the future, especially with the ever increasing economic growth in Indonesia. Positive economic growth will increase market demand for poultry products, so that the poultry industry in Indonesia will grow. In addition, Indonesia also has considerable natural waste, so that the natural resource needed for the poultry industry are guaranteed to continue. Next, government effort in development the poultry industry in Indonesia. Various efforts have been made by the government in developing the national poultry industry. Among them is increasing the productivity and competitiveness of the poultry industry through modernization of cultivation and supply chains. The Indonesian government has made various efforts to develop the poultry industry in Indonesia, including number 1, provided capital assistance and subsidies for poultry farmers. Number 2, introducing new technologies in poultry farming. Summary: the poultry industry in Indonesia has grown rapidly over the last few decades, especially with the support provided by the Indonesian government, such as capital assistance and subsidies for poultry farmers, as well as the provision of new technologies in the field of poultry farming. However, the poultry industry in Indonesia is also not free from the various challenges it faces, such as problems with livestock health, problems with unstable prices, and problems with the conservation of natural resources. Therefore, it's important for the Indonesian government to continue to provide support to the poultry industry in Indonesia as provide solution to the challenge faced by the poultry industry in Indonesia. Finally, we have reached the end of this presentation. I would like to thank all my friends who are willing to listen and participate in my presentation this time. I think it's enough that you all for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.